Hello, my name is Melissa Salcedo, and this video presentation will cover all the reasons why Japan is my number one international country of choice to film our movie. Japan has a very Western-friendly culture, open to doing business with Hollywood, but obviously different no matter what you look at. The only trick would be to make sure it doesn't come across as Chinese, as Western viewers could easily make that mistake. Japan also has a good range of environments, from megacities to remote classic villages, dense forests to snowy mountains. With the Fukushima disaster, you even have a real life abandoned city that is also uniquely Japanese. There is a restricted zone that is safe but acts as a buffer to ensure nobody gets near the radiation zone. All but abandoned outside from a few old people who have decided to end their days tending to their family homes and local abandoned pets. The country is great for filming scenes for part of a spy movie because it is so culturally and physically different. Japan is an island chain located in Eastern Asia between the North Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Japan, east of the Korean Peninsula. The island chain includes the Bonin Islands, Daito Shoto, Minami Hima, Okino Torishima, Ryukyu Islands, and Volcano Islands. The country is slightly smaller than California in comparison. It is an archipelago of 6,852 islands, which are mostly rugged and mountainous. Several of them are volcanic. There are four main islands: North Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu. Natural hazards are something to take note of, however, as there are many dormant and some active volcanoes. Regular seismic activity such as tremors and infrequent severe earthquakes occur yearly. Other concerns are tsunamis and typhoons. The country has a mostly tropical climate to the south and a temperate, cool climate to the north. Japan's government is a parliamentary constitutional monarchy in which the Japanese imperial family is recognized as the world's oldest hereditary monarchy, according to japanzone.com. Per the CIA.gov website under World Factbook, Japan, the country's civil law system is based on German model. The system also reflects Anglo-American influence in Japanese traditions. There's a judicial review of legislative acts in the Supreme Court. The country accepts compulsory international country jurisdiction, ICJ, with reservations, and accepts ICCT jurisdiction. In terms of economic autonomy from government intervention, Japan ranks fairly well at 73.3 and has a good score in political risk at A1 ranking per the Global Edge website ratings for 2014. Japan's currency is the Japanese yen and is currently 0.0097 to the US dollar. Per the Global Edge website, Japan is economically proficient with a country GDP of 4 out of 193. We can see a small growth decline in 2014. When looking at the wealth distribution among the people of Japan, the average annual salary for permanent employees is around 5 million yen, which is equal to 41,500 American dollars, compared with 2 million yen for less secure workers as stated in theeconomist.com for 2015. The wealth distribution appears to favor the securely employed or senior employed over newer, consequently poorer workers. There is inequality because of this ongoing trend. The country does not appear to suffer from a low CPI index and scores a fairly high ranking. This would suggest that political corruption would have little to do with this income inequality as it appears to be occurring at business level. Since World War II, Japan remains in tense relations with nationalist China and Korea. Should any concern for enemies with this country be considered, these two countries make the top of the list. Contention is strained but not uncontrolled, however. Japan's labor force is declining. Per the graph below, we see how the growth in workers employed from age 15 to 64 is projected to decrease over the next several decades. By 2050, it is expected to drop 44%. Inflation is rising as an opposite end. The image on the right shows a lunch break in Tokyo of the working class. One of the things that I was noticing in researching the working class and the labor force is that Japan favors uh, employed employees, the elder ones over newer ones, over younger ones, and gives them seniority, even if the newer ones may have more experience or capabilities to take the position. Japan's Environment Minister Nobuteru Ishihara made it officially known that in the lead up to the 2020 Summer Olympics, Japan will actively promote increased uptake of electric vehicles in an attempt to ease urban heat island effects and take measures against heat stroke and heat exhaustion toward the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, as shared on InsideEvs.com from the Kyoto News. Japan's main export is in motor vehicles and vehicle parts. However, the country saw a decline in exports over the last decade, which has potentially aided in how the economy is stunted from further growth at present. The map shows the main places Japan exports goods to, with the United States being a top buyer. Japan has imports in various different industries, the top one being oil. Below is the top 10, listing the industries where Japan receives imports from. The first one, oil, is at US $151 billion, 23.3% of the total Japanese imports. Next is electronic equipment, then it's machines, engines, and pumps, medical technical equipment, pharmaceuticals, ores, vehicles, organic chemicals, plastics, and last, clothing. In overview, Japan is economically developed, politically stable enough to conduct business without too much difficulty, and is generally safe. Primarily for our needs, the country is so richly different than the United States that it would be interesting to put together for this project. Understanding the culture will be key to our smooth success in operating out of Japan, whose customs and cultures influence the function of everyday life.